Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday morning Ashtanga Vinyasa practice. My name is Malin and yeah, let's do this. So today I'm actually back teaching in the studios this week, which is my first class was yesterday, which was it was very nice to see the students, even though that I have to stay 6 feet apart from everyone. We have a limited amount of people in there. But it was really, really nice just being in the room, breathing together. But this is nice too. So even though that I'm back in the studios, I'm still gonna be teaching here on this YouTube channel. So maybe not as often, but I will be here for sure. So please check in on the Instagram where I post the classes, also on my website, even though this week hasn't been updated. All right, so let's come into a comfortable seat, however that might look like for you. You can sit in Sukhasana, easy pose. And as always, everything that I say is suggestions to where you can take your body. We listen to our breath. We see where we are in our practice, and we let that truly be the guide. So close your eyes and start listening to the breath. Don't change anything, just taking that moment, establishing a pattern. You're paying attention to the breath. I'm going to transition to Nadi Shodhana. Take your right hand, bringing your index finger and the middle finger together. And then take a breath in through the nose. Take your thumb, close off your right nostril, exhale left. Completely exhale in. Inhale left. Close left nostril, exhale right. Breathe in right. Close right, exhale left. Keep going. Next time you're exhaling out through the right, return to the natural breath. Keep breathing deep, slow. And then transition to the Ujjayi Pranayama, sealing the lips, breathing in and out through the nose. Find that light contraction at the back of the throat, keeping the inhale and the exhale the same way. Engage the pelvic floor, your Mula Bandha. And draw the navel to the spine, your Uddiyana Bandha. And open up your eyes and extend your feet out in front of you. Sit to the front side of the sit bones. Keep your feet hip width apart, toes pointing forward, and then fold forward. Nice and slow. Don't have to go super deep. You can just keep your hands to the shin. Look between your legs. One more. Inhale, come all the way up. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees out wide, Baddha Konasana. Again, try to sort of sit up tall, so the chest pushes forward, puffs out, and then exhale, fold, opening up into the inner thighs again. It doesn't have to be super deep. Paying attention to the bodily sensations. And inhale, come up and roll over onto your hands and knees. And from here, transition to the downward facing dog. Make sure you're spreading your fingers wide, lifting your hips nice and high, feet hip width apart, heels are reaching back, belly in, lift out through the shoulders. And as you're taking those deep, slow breaths, feel how your rib cage expands in all directions. And with the help of the Uddiyana Bandha, you pull it back in. Slowly awakening your body. Inhale, come forward to high plank, shoulders over wrist. Heels are reaching back, pubic bone to the navel, look straight down. Really press the mat away from you, so press into the knuckle of your index finger. Feel how you're pushing out through the shoulders. And then lift your hips up, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Two more, breathe in. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale, come forward, high plank, hold here. You're more than welcome to bring your knees down. We're going to take 3 chaturanga push-ups. So exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, press it back up, plank pose. Exhale, lower down halfway. Press it back up. Last time, lower down. Press it up. Now exhale, come all the way down to your belly. Untuck the toes. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale, lift your heart. And then pull your heart forward. Shoulder blade slides down the back. Neck is nice and long. Press the 10 toes into the mat. Breathe. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up, all 4 big toes together. Shift it back for child's pose for a moment. Then send the breath to the back body. Pull your shoulders away, spreading the fingers wide, using the friction on the mat. Opening into the armpits. Inhale, shift up into all 4s, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog.
Inhale, right leg lifts straight up. Try to keep your hips square to start with, and left heel is reaching back, evenly pressing into both hands. So you start stretching into the deeper to the calf and hamstring. Maybe you feel it into the glute. You keep drawing the navel back in. And now stack your hip open. And then bend your right knee, bringing your booty towards, or your heel to the booty. And lift the knee a little bit higher. So now you're feeling the stretch to the inner thigh of your left leg. Make sure you're engaging your left quad. Extend your foot to the back of the mat. Exhale, knee to the chest. Come forward. Round your back. Squeeze your heel to the butt. Look towards your back toe. Belly in. We stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift and lengthen, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the chest, come forward. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, knee to the chest. One more time. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, step it through. Stay to the ball of your left toe. Just stay here for a moment. Heel is reaching back. And then lift your heart. And then try to roll your left hip down. And then slowly, gently rise up. Hands to the hips. Try to neutralize your hips as much as possible. Pull the lower ribs in. And then bring your arms up by the ears. Lift the chin. We stay for 5. You can reach a little bit back if you like. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your hands down. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in through the nose. Open mouth. Let it go. Inhale. Bring your left leg up. Same thing. Keep your hips squared. Right heel is reaching back. Evenly pressing in. So you're stretching calf, hamstring. Maybe even into the glute. So that left leg doesn't lift that very high. Now stack your hip and then bend your knee. Bring your left knee a little bit higher, opening up into the inner thigh. On your right leg. Breathe. One more. And then extend your left leg back. Square your hips. Exhale, knee to chest. Come forward. 5 breaths. Dome your upper back. Heel to butt. Look towards your right toe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the chest, step your foot through between your hands. And again, we stay here, rolling the hip back, knees over the ankle. And again, right heel is reaching back. And now you rise up. You can keep your hands to the hips, just so that you maneuver your hips as much as you can, and then bring your arms up. Lift through the heart. We breathe 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your hands down. Left foot next to your right, downward facing dog. Once again, take a breath in. Release. Return to the Ujjayi breath. Take a moment to check in with the bandhas. Lift your heels, walk your feet forward, coming into a forward fold at the top of the mat. Bend your knees, make sure the toes point forward, and then slowly, gently start rolling up along your spine. So the last thing that will come up is your head. Arms by the side. Samastiti. Surya Namaskara. Inhale, reach your arms up and over, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet into high plank, lower down halfway into the Chaturanga push-up. Inhale, press the mat away from you. Come to the tops of the feet. Roll your shoulder blades down the back. Firm up your legs. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. We breathe. 1. Roll your armpits in. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Inhale, lift the heels, bend your knees, step your feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bow. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands by your side, Samastiti. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your hands, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Inhale, lift your heels, step your feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands by your side, Samastiti. 1 last time. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. We breathe 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Inhale, lift the heels, bend your knees, take your feet forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Samastiti. Surya Namaskara. Big toes together, bend the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Left heel down, right foot forward. Hips are squared. Breath takes you up. Exhale, hand comes down, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Right heel down, left foot forward. Breath takes you up. Exhale, Chaturanga. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come onto your forearms, down dog B. 1. Press into the forearms. 2. Roll your armpits in. 3. 4. And 5. Come back up onto your hands. And then make your way to the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Samastiti. Bend the knees, inhale, chill. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Left heel down, right foot forward. Inhale, Viravan. Exhale, Chaturanga. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Left foot forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, Chaturanga. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing, down to your forearms. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come back up onto your hands. And then make your way to the top again. Inhale, half. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Samastiti. One last time. Bend the knees, inhale, chill. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing, warrior 1. Exhale, hand comes down, Chaturanga. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing, warrior 1. Left foot forward. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Come back to your forearms. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Make your way back to your hands and then walk your hands to the back of the mat. Keep your feet hip width apart, peace fingers around your big toes. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and then draw the belly in, and then exhale, fold. Shift weight into the balls of the feet, crown of the head drops, chin to chest. Shifting your hips over your ankles. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Inhale, lift and lengthen, let go of your toes, slide your hands underneath your feet. Padahastasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and pull the belly back in, and now you fold again, chin to chest. Pull your hands forward, breathe, lift your kneecaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and then slide your palms away from the feet, and then take your knees down to the mat for a moment and come into a seat. So from here, we're going to practice a couple of tuck-ups. So what you can do is that if you have a pillow or a block or even just like something easy, something like you just mentally going to have to hop over. So I don't want to land on my phone, obviously. So the closer the phone would be onto my toes, the easier it's going to be. The idea is that you're going to have to lift your hips up. So you're hopping over, right? Now look where I want to take my feet. I bend my knees. And here I am. I'm just hopping over the phone. Right? The closer the phone then is moving to the hands, the higher my hips are going to have to go. All right? So I get that momentum. Remember, you're pressing into the fingertips and the knuckles. All right? So I do it again. I hop and I land. And then eventually, maybe you can practice that. Or you're going to take this handstand upside down. All right? You either hop there, or you hang in the forward fold, or you stay in down dog, wherever you would want to choose to be, or you take a 5 breath in an upside down chair pose. Now take your feet between your hands, right, and then fold. So if you stayed in down dog, just make your way to the top of the mat. Take your hands onto your elbows, and here you sway from side to side. And then take your hands down, and then slowly, gently start rolling up along your spine. Good. Take your hands, and then just do circles with your wrists. And then the opposite direction. Just get a little bit of wrist therapy. All right, so we're going to come in, we're going to take twisted crow pose, Parivrtta Bakasana. If you prefer not to, you will just stay in your twisted chair and take those extra breaths there. So take your big toes together, find your breath again, hips and neutral. Bend the knees, inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to your heart, and then hook your left elbow outside your right knee. All right, so you try to wiggle belly back in, knee as high as you can to the tricep. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, twist, look over the shoulder. We stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now from here you can take your hands down. Maybe your fingers still are pointing forward, or if you prefer, you can take your fingers pointing to the long side of the mat. And you can use your right elbow onto the left hip. I'm going to turn this way. So you're just stacking it like that, or you're letting it float. All right, so you can take 5 breaths there. And if you like, you can jump back to chaturanga, or you plant your feet and you fold and then you step back. And here we are for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Jump back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to the chest, step it through, spin your back, heel down, heel to arch alignment, knees over the ankle. The breath is going to take you up. Drop that left hip. Tailbone comes down, pull your heels together, arm comes out wide, firm up your triceps. Sit deeper down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Either left hand down your thigh, or I like to help when I do this. I would take my hand around my back and I hold on to the inner thigh or to the pad. But this is helping me to move the knee to the right. And then my right arm comes up and over. I draw space and length. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come back up, either forearm onto the thigh or take your hand down. So Utthita Parsvakonasana, left arm up and over, and then reach. Try to plug the shoulder back in, gaze to the wood, the pinky finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take your hands down and then step it back to plank pose. Lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Maybe you want to shorten your dog and try those little tuck-ups again. Or you come up into that upside down chair and you try to resist coming down using the bandhas. Lift your heels. Come back to the forward fold. And start rolling up. Going up to Samastitihi. Once again, roll your wrists. Good, and big feet together again. All right, so remember, if you were doing the twisted chair or twisted crow pose, you go ahead, otherwise stay those extra breath in chair and then step it back. Listen back into the breath. So just finding that cadence again. So noticing if maybe it became a little bit more winded. So before we go, we bring it back. Bend the knees, inhale, Utkatasana. Take the hands to your heart, right elbow outside your left knee. And then inhale, lengthening, belly in, look over the shoulder for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Look down, plant your hands. And again, your hands can be to the front side. All right, so the fingertips pointing forward, and that way you will be able to jump back. Otherwise, you're jumping off the mat. All right, so here we go. Lean in if you did. And then jump back. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot between your hands. Spin your back heel down. So here we go. Front back foot is slightly angled in. Left toe points forward. Knees over back. All right, so you really want to open up the inner thighs, dropping the tailbone, arm comes out. When the gaze is over the middle finger. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right hand down and reach back, or you wrap it around, right? So get that open and then you reach back. 1. Lift the chin from the chest. 2, 3, 1. Inhale, come back up, Virabhadrasana. Either forearm comes down or hand to the inside. All right, get that left hip underneath you. Right arm to the front, spin your heart open. Breathe. Find that long line. 2 more. Take your hand down, step it back to high plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take your knees down to the mat. All right, and shift into either child's pose, if that's where you prefer to be, or puppy pose. That heart opener, shoulders. Taking the heart towards the mat. And try to close the gap in your armpits. And then make your way back and return to downward facing dog. And again, you can do those little tucks if you prefer. Otherwise, just make your way to the top of the mat, however you choose to get there. And fold. And start rolling up again. Now shift the weight into the right foot. Be light onto the left toe. You can keep your hands to the hips and then turn your knee out. Right, so you look like a little ballerina maybe. Again, you pay attention, so noticing if you want to stand like this, which we often like to do. So you really have to focus on the bandhas here. And then slide your foot up past the knee if you can. You can use your hand here. And take your hands to your heart. Find your drishti, the balance. And start bringing your hands up. And the left hand comes down to the left thigh. And you can connect the index finger and your thumb. And then you start reaching over towards the left. So you're getting that nice stretching to the side again. Pay attention to your feet. And inhale, come all the way up. Bring your hands to the heart. Left knee to the chest. And then step your foot back. So you have heel to arch alignment. Hips open up to the long side. Almost like we were in warrior two, but we're going to have your right leg straight forward. Reach forward and then hinge at your hip. Take your hand down to wherever you can find your support. You try to get the right hip under you, and then you're lengthening yourself forward. So if I would let go, I'm still like lifted and high. Left arm up. Shift the gaze, chin from the chest if it feels okay. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your hands down to the inside. And you can bend your right knee, walk your hands to the long side of the mat. Turn both toes in. Keep your hands under the shoulders. Lift and lengthen. Side bodies are nice and long, and low ribs in, belly in, and then drop the head down. Noticing if your hips want to shift back, so shift weight to the balls of the feet and walk your hands back. You can have a little bend to the knees. And breathe. Prasarita A. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Take your hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Walk your hands to frame your right foot. Toe points forward, and then step your left foot in. Heel to heel alignment. Square the hips out. Purse-foot Asana variation. Pull your hip back a little bit. Ground into the right big toe. And then look forward, lengthening your heart. Fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Take your left hand, you can be on the wrist or outside, inside. You can use blocks. Inhale, lengthening forward, and then exhale, you start twisting to the right, floating right hand up. 5 breaths. Take your hand down, frame your foot, and then step your left foot next to your right and fold. Option here is to come all the way up into Tadasana, Samastitihi, or you can take your left hand to the hip, right peace fingers around your right big toe, and inhale, rise up. Coming into Utthita Hasta Pandagustasana, nice and slow, or you just come up, grab your knee or your big toe, you can use a strap, nice and tall. One more. Open up your leg to the right. Keep dropping the right hip. Keep reaching out through the crown of the head. Feel your low ribs. They keep pulling in. Inhale, come back through center. Let go. Point your toe, hands to the hips. 5 breaths. And then release, let it go. Move your hips circling in the opposite direction. Take your feet hip width apart, hands by your side. Close your eyes for a moment. Check in. Head space, heart space. See where you're at. Bring it back in. And open up your eyes. This time you're going to shift the weight into the left foot. All right, come up light onto the right toe. The knee turns out, so we're crossing that tree pose. Let your foot slide up the inner thigh. Again, noticing if your little booty want to stick out. If you can make it as neutral as possible. As you feel this, left you protecting all this, the low back. Puff the chest, lift it up, and then arm comes up. And then take your right hand down. You can connect the index finger and then lean over to the right. And inhale, come all the way up. Take the hands to your heart. And then come into one-legged Tadasana. And then step your right foot back. So again, you're opening out to the long side of the mat. Right, left toe is forward, arms comes out. Now reach forward. Keep that left knee straight. Take your hand down. You can have a micro bend. And then snuggle the hip underneath you. Pulling the top hand up. Again, if you will let go, you will hold. Very active. And then look down. And then come all the way up. And then come into Prasarita stance. Open up your arms and then exhale. Interlace your hands behind your back. Now, we normally have like that favorite finger that we take on top. See if you can take the other one. So it feels like you're holding hand with a stranger. And then get your hips neutral, just to change it up a little bit. Bring your shoulders up, let them slide down your back, lift the chest, exhale, hinge at your hips. Hand comes up and over the shoulders. And release your hands down to the mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Walk your hands to frame the left foot. Right foot steps in, heel to heel alignment. Square the hips and then lengthening or straightening the front knee. Make sure you're grounding into the left foot and then lift up. You're feeling that you're pulling yourself forward. You're really nice and long. Belly in. Hold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Take your right hand wherever you find your support. Left hand to the hip. Inhale, lengthening. And now you twist, moving the top hand up. Left hand comes down, frame your foot, right foot next to the left. So remember, you can come here, you can come back up into Tadasana, bring in your knee to the chest, and then grab your peace fingers. Or left peace fingers around your big toe, and then inhale, lift up, nice and slow. Hips on neutral. Inhale, open up to the left, maybe shifting the gaze. Inhale, come back to center. Let it go. Point your toe, hands to the hips. Keep feeling the lift in the sides. And then release. Come back into Samastiti and then circle your hips. Hands by the side, Samastiti. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your hands, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Take your knees down to the mat and make your way into child's pose. And breathe. And then come up, take a seat onto the shins. So we're going to take side plank. So if you feel that your wrists are getting tired, you can, of course, come down to the forearm, do forearm plank, and do it that way. With your legs, option is obviously to keep that bottom knee down like this for supported. Otherwise, you can come into three posts with the top leg, or you can keep them staggered, or you can take that same peace fingers and lift it up. So you full Vashisthasana, but keep on lifting and pressing out to the shoulder. So you're having this, you see how I'm doing? I can be dumping down or I can lift. So I'm pressing the shoulder, right? I'm lifting. So let's try that
Return to downward facing dog.
Inhale, come forward to high plank or come down to your forearm. All right, so from here we're gonna roll. So we're stacking your right shoulder over your wrist and you lift up. So remember, you can drop the foot down, you can stay here, you can slide your foot up past the knee or place fingers around your big toe. And then take your foot down, come back into high plank or forearm plank, and then we're taking it to the other side. Left hand under the shoulder, whatever variation you took. And then release, let it go, come back to high plank, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Come back to the Ujjayi breath. And then inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step your foot outside your right hand. So the toe turns out, lizard pose, left knee comes down, hip shifts forward. You can come down to your forearms. Pull your heart forward. Stay here. And then bend your left knee. Right hand reaches, maybe thumb is down, less into the shoulder, thumb up to the other part of the foot. You get that more rolling open into the shoulder. And then let it go. Come back to the inner thigh, or to the inside. All right, and now just bend your left knee and take a seat. So take your calf muscle, move it to the side, come to the inside of the thigh. So you're in half hero's pose. You can sit up on pillows or blocks. The knee is pointing forward. So noticing if your knee want to come out, try to get it inside. You have that internal rotation into the inner thigh. Both hip bones are grounded, belly in, and now you fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And then bend your knee, your right knee. Take the hands behind you, so half hero's pose. Lift up and then do a little tuck, lower down. Come down to the forearms. You lift and you tuck. Try to keep this left hip grounded. Maybe you come all the way down. Maybe you bring it into the chest. Really opening into the front. Breathe into the sensations. One more. And then start making your way up. And then step into high plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. And then step your left foot outside your left hand. And then right knee comes down. The toe and the knee is in the same direction. Opening up into the inner thigh. Come down to the forearms. And then bend your right knee, reach for the top of the foot with your left hand. And roll the shoulder open. So you're really feeling how you're lengthening forward, and then you twist through the upper back. Rolling the shoulder. And then let it go. Come back up onto the forearms, press yourself up, and then from here, just heel to your foot back. Right, and you're gonna come to the seat to the inside. So just take the calf muscle, move it to the side, and again, prop yourself up if it bothers your knee. Getting the foot as close as you can to that right hip. Right, you have an internal rotation, you're sitting up, so both sit bones are grounded. So noticing if that one hip wants to hike up, maybe to get a little bit of a lift to sit on something, and then you fold. Pay attention again. Two more. Last one. Inhale, come all the way up. Bend the left knee and then lift your hips and do the little tuck and then lower down. So you just keep on going to when you are noticing it's like that's your sweet spot. That's where you stay. And as always, it's the breath. Noticing if you're holding tension to the face, if you start making funny faces, maybe you just gone a little bit past that, the edge. But we can also breathe into it. And with every exhale, we get a little bit more space. And then inhale slowly, gently. Don't make it your way up. And then step back in to downward facing dog. Or Vinyasa. That's what I meant. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, so here it comes. We've all been waiting for. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to the chest. Step your foot through between your hands, spin your back heel down. And the breath will take you up. Here you are. All right, so you're finding the foundation. So again, you can be here, coming to the forearms and just wrap that left arm to the thigh, just like we did when they reverse. So you can stay here. You can take your hand down to the inside. Right, still that left hand is coming to the low back. Your right hand internally rotates and you connect your fingertips. You can use the strap here and then lengthening yourself forward and then rotate the chest open. We stay for 5. Keep pulling your heels together. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Look down, right? You can let go of the bind if you prefer, and then step your left foot forward. Right, so you can do another 3 pose. We've been there before. Or you keep the bind here, shifting into the left foot, become light into the right. And from here, you start rising up. You can stay here or you can extend your foot and then shift the gaze. Bird of paradise. Look forward, bend into the knee, and then slowly bring it down. Release your bind. Take the hands to the inside, and then step your left foot back. All right, pivot up onto the right toe, take your knee down. All right, so you can take a seat for a moment. We're going to come back to that position. So from here, you can step it back, Vinyasa out if you prefer, or we have 2 arm balancing. I think I'm going to face this way. So from here, am I too far forward? All right, let's see if I can do this. You're going to take your arm underneath, all right? See how I'm bending my arms? My knees are still up onto my tricep towards the shoulder. All right, from here I can shift forward. So if you have Ekapada Kundinyasana, you go into it. Then from here, you're going to lift up, slide your left knee to the chest. You cross it over. Here you are in Ashtanga. Bend your elbows, look towards your feet. So my left foot is on top of my right. I lift back up, I'm sliding, shift it back, and then I step it back to my chaturanga from there. All right, so that's the way you can transition. And again, we breathe through it as always. We try, and maybe we plant our hands outside the foot, and that is as far as we go today, right? So again, we listen to the breath, and when that changes, that's sort of where we are. I'm good, and then we try it again the next time, right? And that is how we build the stamina of how we're mindfully moving in to the asanas. So let's try it, unless you've already done it. All right, so take your right foot forward, take your right arm underneath, plant your hands, maybe extend your foot forward, and then oops. All right, so we're coming into Ashtanga, transition again, and jump back, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take your knees down to the mat for a moment. Again, just roll your wrists around. But my family's waking up now with the kids. Take your time. Maybe shake them out. All right, and then we have to come back. I'm going to turn this way. I'm going to come back to downward facing dog. Then inhale, left leg lifts. Step your foot through between your hands and then rise up into Virabhadrasana. So remember, you can just take your hand and stay here. This could be where you're at, or you take your hand down. Right arm comes up to the low back. Wrap it around. Here we are, bound, extended side angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look down, right foot steps forward. All right, you shift your weight into the right foot, you can lie down to the left. And from here we start rising, nice and slow. Maybe extend your foot, shift the gaze. Bend your knee and then slowly let it come down. So here we go again. You let go of your hands. Take them down. Right foot steps back. Right, so into the inside. Again, left arm comes underneath. Plant your hands, elbows are bent. So we go straight into it now. Wherever you are, remember different side might be different. Maybe this is the side, maybe it's not. Now you're right in through. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. And then take your knees down. And then make your way back, downward facing dog. And from here, jump through to a seat. And then bend your knees and lower down to your back. Bring the arms at the long side of the body. Inhale, lift your hips up and then shimmy your shoulder underneath you. Interlace your hands, pinky to the floor. Have that internal rotation into the inner thighs. You're pressing into the ball of your big toe. You can stay here, or if you like, you can hold on to your ankles. And then release, let it go. So if you prefer, you can take those variation, which is great, or Urdhva We are pretty open to the front of our body, into the shoulders. Take your hands in line with your ears, fingertips towards your shoulders. And from here, inhale, press yourself up. And again, make sure that your toes, as much as you can, have them pointing forward if you can. So you're still having that internal rotation into the thighs. And from here, you press into the hands. You can rest on the crown of the head for a moment as you're pressing into your arms, straightening your elbows with your best of your ability. Then come down, take a moment. Here we go again, number 2. And lower down. We have one more. Third is the charm. So when you're ready, here we go again. Press up. Take your chin, come all the way down. Bring the knees to the chest. Make circles with your knees. In the opposite direction. You can extend your feet up as well. Bring your arms up the long side of the body. Flex your toes and point. Knee to the chest and then rock yourself up into a seat. Extend your feet out in front of you. Asana. Just countering the back bends. And then inhale, come all the way back and lie down onto your back and extend your feet straight to the ceiling again. Take your right thigh on top of your left. Figure 4 is always a great option. So you're getting your knees stacked. Your feet are still straight up. Take your hands to your feet. See how elbows are straight. And now as I'm starting separating the feet, bringing the knee to the chest. Again, in this nice stretch in my hips. Supine Gomukhasana. Supta Gomukhasana. Now let go of your hands and bring them out wide. You can keep your feet the way they are, or you can bring them together like that. You can also find Garudasana legs, so you just wrap it around, so you're getting that right foot around your left shin. And from here, exhale your knees to the left. Try to keep that right shoulder down. Be mindful of the low back.
And then inhale, come back to center. Feet straight up. And this time, your left thigh. So sometimes it's even better to like really separate the thighs and then you get your knees. Or figure four. Hands to that side of the feet and then bring your knees to the chest. Breathe. And then let it go. Bring your arms out wide like a T. You can unwind or you can maybe even find your asana legs, knees over towards the right. It's easy when we come to the floor that we tend to like let go, almost like, oh, I'm almost home. Keep that attentiveness over the breath. Control of the mind. One more. Now let it go. Come back to the center. Unwind your legs. Happy baby pose. Keep the sacrum grounded. Bringing the knees. So really make your knees wide and bring your knees outside the rib cage. And with your arms, you push your knees down. So you're feeling the openness. You can straighten your legs if that maybe would feel good. And then roll your knees into the chest. And then lift your shoulders, your head. And squeeze. And extend your feet out. Bring the arms at the long side of the body. Now, this is the time when we let it go. Breathe in and then an open mouth. Just release and let it go. Find the stillness. going to gently start deepening your breath. Returning into your physical body. Moving with your fingers and toes. And stretch long. Bring your knees to the chest. And come up into a seat. Sit up tall, close your eyes. Listen to the breath. Take your hands to your heart. Thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you have a beautiful day. Namaste. I shall see you next time. Goodbye.